Hey guys, it's Miss So Ghetto here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about laws of exponent. The first rule we're going to look at is the product rule. So the product rule says if I'm multiplying x to the power of a times x raised to the power of b, that is equivalent to x raised to the power of a plus b. So that means essentially when I'm multiplying rule of exponents, the product rule of exponents says add the exponents together. So let's look at number 1, x squared times x to the 6th. If I'm applying the product rule, all I gotta do is add my exponents. 2 plus 6 gives me 8. So that means this is equal to x to the power of 8. And that is my answer. I do need to multiply the coefficients. Now, in this case, my coefficients are both 1. That is why this is just equivalent to x to the 8th. Now, let's dive deeper into this problem so that you can understand why this actually works. X squared means x raised to the 2. That means x times itself 2 times. X to the 6 means x times itself 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if I'm multiplying all of these together, how many x's are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is x raised to the 8th power because you're multiplying x by itself 8 times. So that is the reason why the product rule helps us, is it breaks it down and gives us an efficient way to multiply expressions that include exponents. So one thing you have to remember is add the exponents. Multiply the coefficients, add the exponents. And that is it. Let's look at number 2. 3x squared times 4x to the 5th. Now, this time my coefficients are numbers other than 1, so I'm going to multiply those first. 3 times 4 is 12. And then x squared times x to the 5th. If I add these two exponents, 2 plus 5 gives me 7, so this is 12x to the 7th. And that is it. Number 3, negative 2a squared y times 6a cubed y squared. Ooh, this one has more than one variable, but the concept is still the same. I just only add exponents for like bases, meaning only add the exponents of variables if they're the same. So I'm going to multiply the coefficients first. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Then I'm going to look at the a. I have a squared times a cubed. Add those two exponents. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. So that is a to the 5th. Add the exponents for the y's. Now on the y's, this first y, the exponent is 1 because this is y to the 1st. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So y to the 3rd. And that is it. The quotient rule says if you are dividing x raised to the power of a divided by x to the power of b, that is equivalent to x raised to the power of a minus b. Essentially, this is saying we just need to subtract the exponents. You divide the coefficients, subtract the exponents. Let's look at number 1. X to the 9th divided by x to the 4th. That is equivalent to x to the power of 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. So this is equivalent to x to the 5th power. And that is it. Again, I'm just simplifying here. And I have to use the quotient rule to do so. Number 2. 27x to the 5th divided by 21x to the 3rd. Divide the coefficients. 27 divided by 21, that just reduces to 9 over 7. So whenever I reduce that fraction, it's 9/7. And then x to the 5th divided by x to the 3rd, if I subtract the exponents, 5 minus 3 is 2. So this is 9 divided by 7, 9/7, x squared. And that is it. You could also write this as 9x squared divided by 7. That means the same thing. Number 3, 3x to the 30th divided by 6x to the 25th. Divide the coefficients. 3/6, or 3 divided by 6. That just reduces to 1/2. So this is equal to 1/2. And then for the exponents, 30 minus 25, that equals 5. Oops, sorry. I need to write a 5 here. That equals x to the 5th. So 1/2 x to the 5th. And again, you could also write x to the 5th on top over 2. That is the same answer. Number 4. Ooh, lots of variables here. Again, I'm only combining like variables together. So x to the 9th divided by x to the 4th. You subtract those two. 9 minus 4 is 5. So this is equal to x to the 5th. And then I look at the y's. 5 minus 3 is 2. So this is y to the 2nd power. And then I look at the z's. 8 minus 6 is 2. So this is z to the 2nd power, or z squared. And that is it. I love the power rule. Makes things so much simpler, faster, efficient. Power rule says if you take the quantity x to the power of a, raise it to another power, another exponent b, that is equivalent to x to the power of a times b. So with the product rule, we added the two exponents. With the power rule, we're actually going to multiply the two exponents. Let's look at number 1. The quantity x to the 5th raised to the 3rd power. So if I'm applying the power rule, all I got to do is multiply these exponents. So if I'm multiplying 5 times 3, 5 times 3 is 15, this is equal to x to the 15th power. Now, why does this work? Let's dive a little deeper. X to the 5th, as you recall when we did the product rule, x to the 5th means x times itself 5 times. So that means I would need to write x times x times x, that's 3, times x, that's 4, times x, that's 5. X times itself 5 times. But this time it's not only just saying that, it's saying take that and raise that to the 3rd power. That means I got to do this 3 times. And whenever I do that, I should have 15 x's. Now the power rule saves us time because our numbers aren't always going to be this small. I could do this in a few seconds, but sometimes the numbers are going to be large, and this is not the most effective way. Okay, and that's why the power rule helps us break down expressions that have exponents and helps us to simplify them quicker. So let's look at number 2, 3x to the 4th squared. Okay, the parentheses matter a lot because they tell us we're taking this entire thing and raising it to the 2nd power. We're taking 3x to the 4th and raising it to the 2nd power. So not only the x to the 4th, we're using all of it. So that means if you have your coefficient other than 1, you have to make sure you apply that same rule to it. So what do I mean? So that means the square, the 2, has to be applied to 3 and to 4. So our power rule says we need to multiply the exponent. Well, what's the exponent for 3? It's 1. Because 3 to the first power is 1. 3 to the first power, is 3. So that means I have to multiply 2 times 1 and 2 times 4. That means this is equivalent to 3 squared, because 3 to the first power, I have to multiply 2 times 1 is 2, times x to the 8th power. 4 times 2 is 8. And this is equivalent to 9x to the 8th, because 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. So this is my answer. Number 3, 5x squared y cubed, the quantity 5x squared y cubed raised to the 4th. I gotta apply this exponent to everything on the inside. So this is equivalent to 5 to the 4th power times x. Again, I'm multiplying 4 times 2, 8, and 4 times 3, 12, y to the 12th. Now, I can simplify this further because 5 to the 4th power is 625. Of course, you can put that in the calculator, and it'll give you the same thing. 5 to the 4th is 625. So this is my answer. Well, the negative exponent rule says that if you have a negative exponent, for example, x raised to the negative a, assuming a is a number, that means you can rewrite that as 1 divided by x to the positive a. So essentially here we are making this negative a, we're making negative a positive, and we're changing this into a fraction. So this x to the a goes at the bottom of the fraction, and this becomes 1 divided by x to the a. Let's look at some examples. Number 1, x to the negative 2 power. I can rewrite this as 1 over x squared. So this becomes positive, and we just put 1 over it. This becomes a fraction. And that is it. You cannot have negative exponents, so this rule helps us simplify our expressions. Number 2, negative 6, x to the negative third, or negative 3. In this case, the negative 6, I cannot do anything with it because right now, the negative 3 exponent is only applied to the x. So I can only move that x down in my fraction. If there was parentheses around the negative 6x, then I would put the entire thing at the denominator of my fraction. So let's rewrite this. This is equivalent to negative 6 divided by x to the third. Again, your negative exponent becomes positive. So this is my answer. Number 3 is actually using the quotient rule here and negative exponent. So let's divide. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is equal to 2. And then quotient rule, if you remember, says subtract the exponents. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So this is equivalent to 2x to the negative 3 power. Now I can apply the negative exponent rule. So this exponent becomes positive, and again, this part is the part that's changing and going to the bottom of my denominator. So this is equivalent to 2, let me get the right pen here. This is equivalent to 2 divided by x to the third. And that is it. The zero exponent rule says that if you take anything and you raise it to the 0 power, it is equal to 1. So x to the 0 power is equal to 1. This is one that's a little bit easier to remember. For example, 7 to the 0 power is 1. Any variable raised to the 0 power is also 1. So if I take x, raise it to the 0, that's 1. Y to the 0, that's also 1. Z to the 0 is 1. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. That could come in all forms. So for example, the problem on the right is a division problem. I need to use the quotient rule, and if I use the quotient rule, I subtract the exponents, so I get x to the 0 power, which is 1.